not really sure how we did it, but we in fact beat the first pitch. So here we are trying to see if that's going out. I think that it is. We'll have to let somebody let us know if it is or not. But the first pitch from Gio goes across at 6:33, so we made it just like that. We'll take that. Now we'll try to get everything set up here and follow the scoreboard with you. Leadoff hitter here, and we'll get that one is fouled off to the right. We beg you to bear with us here as we're getting things just up and going. Don't know what happened to our scoreboard, but this is Brooklyn Bryant that is leading things off for Anacoco in this one. Yeah, it's crooked, but we'll fix all of that. Gio in the circle now. We're trying to get our scoreboard up and going. I think we're not too far from where it is at. Let us know. Get in here to the pitcher cam and try to stay wide on it as best we can. So that's good, that's good. And down on strikes goes Brian. That's strikeout number 1 for the afternoon, and the Lady Warriors will work it around. We'll have the starting lineups for you. We won't go to commercial break between. See if we can get that turned up and hear me. Yep, there's that. Certainly appreciate you folks that have stuck around, jumped back over here to where we're at. Let's turn that back down a little bit. And this is number 25, Ava Davis. Davis will stand in against Gio. She's got 1 strikeout on the afternoon. First batter she's faced, and that one is pushed back foul. Don't know where our scoreboard went. We'll try to figure that out here momentarily. But we do know we're just the second batter into this one, and the wind stays the same. That one up and out of the zone. Gio rocks back, and that one is pushed down the line, and it's going to be foul. Well, getting set up. Certainly appreciate the truck that was out here waiting on us. We're able to get that set up, bring that down so we don't wear you folks' ears out. I promise you, by the bottom of the first, we'll be set and ready to go. Gio looks in at Davis, rocks back and delivers this one. Swung on and missed. It's dropped, and we'll get to the backstop. They'll have to throw down to first in time. They do. So good work behind the dish by Acree getting it out to first base and White, and that's 2 up and 2 down, both via the strikeout that's on there. So we're going to try to dig out and find out why the scoreboard went away from us. We're not really sure on that one, but delighted that we made it up here into this one. And it is quickly 2 up and 2 down, Lady Warriors, and that's going to bring Oni Duran to the plate. Not sure what happened to our scoreboard, but we'll work on that in between time. That is our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. 3 versus 4 matchup in the state should be a good one. Delighted that we were able to get out here for you, and I think that's probably the quickest that I've taken down, driven, and set back up in my life. There's no doubt about it. I think Coach Josh Brown will join us here in a bit as that one misses inside. We'll get him a headset and get his thoughts on it. He knows a lot more about these softball players and this group that's going on here. Great crowd that is out here tonight. I'm excited to see that. That one from Gio looked like it was there, but nothing doing. Not sure what happened to our scoreboard on here. We do know that you're playing in the top of the first. 2 down in this one. Gio, that one is way back, and it's not going to stay. It is gone. So you get the first 2 and then give up the bomb, and I don't know if we got that home run getting out of here. But Duran just goes yard. And it is quickly 1-0 here in this one. Anacoco with the lead. Don't know if we got that home run. Had to twist around to get that one, but I think we're settled in where we need to be. And between innings, we will take a break. That will allow us the opportunity to check that scoreboard and see what's going on. But Gio set now to face Vinson, number 22. That is Anna Claire Vinson. That ground ball is out to second base, going to be handled there. Over to first in time. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be back in the bottom of the first. Due up for the Lady Warriors, Avery, Vincent, and Ackery when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
For the bottom half of the first, that was a home run by Duran. She is the second baseman, and you get a good look at her. She has the home run in this one. Sydney Avery will lead things off for the Lady Warriors, and that one is inside. A little bit of off speed from Heyman. We'll see what she has in this. Tori Heyman in the circle for Anacoco. Trying to get in where we can see a little more of that. There you go. Heyman will rock back and fire this one. There's a look at that crowd that we told you was out here. Good looking crowd watching the Lady Warriors do battle today. Lady Warriors, Lady Indians. Anacoco and Grace Christian have always been battles. That one in there for the strike. And we'll get plugged in here as well. And we'll welcome on Coach Josh Brown joins us in here. Coach, can you not hear? Try that. A little bit better?
Yeah, got you.
All right, there you are. And that one fouled and out of play. Coach, we'll let you help us through some of these names because the last thing I'd want to do is butcher any of them. But you got here just in time to see that big home run.
Yeah, that was the shot right there. It should be a good one, man. Great crowd tonight. Anacoco brought some people out here tonight.
You look at that flag that is blowing, and that'll tell you how good of a shot that was. That went off the glove of the third baseman, and that's going to be a base knock. Thought about second base, but she's going to turn and go back, and that's just a good piece of hitting there. Vincent will stand in, and that's what you give up the run in the first inning. You want to come back and get your lead off on.
Yeah, that's huge to get it going. And Vincent coming up, man, she's been a go-to girl for us the last few years. You know, Coach Mark thinks a lot of her.
Do not have our scoreboard up. It fell out, I think, on the way from the air park out to here. But we'll keep you posted on it. It is 1-0 in this one. That one misses out of the zone. Yeah, we directly behind where the official sits. You may have to help us on those ball and strike calls, Coach.
Okay, I got you, man.
There you go. Rocks back in there, squaring around a bump, but pulls it back in a good-looking stolen base there. And she's that's what you want out of leadoff. Is Avery is able, she got on base there, ran that one out, hit it hard off the glove, and then goes and gets herself into scoring position a couple of pitches later.
Yep, now you're putting a little pressure on the defense here.
And that's the way to come back and answer one, that big home run. Come out and do it. And these two have been looking forward to this game. There's no doubt about it. Squares around and bunt, and that one is popped up, and it's going to sit right there on the grass. Coming around to third. And quickly, runners at the corners for Grace Christian. And so that I don't butcher that name, Coach, you tell me the catcher. Acree?
Yes.
Yes, I said two things, Coach.
Oh, Bella Acree.
Okay.
She is, I tell you what, man, she's been hot. My bad.
You sound like I'm doing a game with Chuck. I give you two options. Yeah. That's great.
I was going with the last one. I'm sorry.
Okay. She squares around, and that bunt is perfectly laid down. Going to be a play at first, and now the equalizer back at home. And, boy, that's one of those that you like to see. Didn't go on first contact, made the pitcher commit to the out at home at first, and then Avery just hustled
a
down
little
the
safety
line.
Squeeze, man. That's a nice play, you know. Again, you're making the defense make up of their mind, put a little pressure on them early, tie this ball game up.
And look, just up and down the lineup, you've got big hitters, and now this is Michaela White that will stride in.
Yeah, just a freshman.
That's something that's very another bunt. Well, that just shows you that Coach Rozier knows how important these runs are, and he wants to put pressure on that defense as much as he can. You ever coach any softball, Coach, or has it all been baseball?
No, all baseball, man. I don't know. You know, I love watching it, but I don't know coaching, man. It's a little bit different.
It's a lot different when they run up and slap. There's another one down the line again. Looks the runner back to third. Going to be safe over there. That's just a good piece of running and diving back in. You see over there it was bang, bang. But that's what you want because that gets another run at first base.
Correct. I think this may be coming out surprising Anacoco a little bit too early with this bunting. You know, I don't know if our girls have been doing this a whole lot lately. Of course, me and Mark talk quite often, but, you know, I think this is a little surprise, to be honest with you.
They're going to come out and discuss it in here, too, and that'll give us a chance to get settled down. Avery, Vincent, Acree, White, Smith, Decker, Gio, Juneau, and Courtwright, the starters for this Grace Christian team. It was Bryant, Davis, Duran, Vincent. Duran had the home run. Mitchell, D'Amico, Heyman, Collier, Procell, and Shapkoff are the starters for this Anacoco team. And, Coach, so I'm not backwards. Anacoco 3 and Grace 4? Or is
correct.
Okay. So this is really a big one, jockeying for position, and whether you're playing 4 or 2, if you get down that far.
And I want to say, I looked at it today. I want to say we're 5 and they're 3 maybe. Did it change?
It was listed as 3-4
okay,
today.
Then it's 3-4. Okay.
But
man, so many things are changing daily with the power rankings.
But you got to remember, your power ratings that you pull up might be different than the ones that I pull up.
Correct.
So,
you could be right on that.
But those days are changing. There's a lot of things in the works that may be changing there. Runners at second and third, another squeeze attempt down to third base they go, and safe at third. So that one's thrown away. You got to hustle in. Boy, what a great hustle play, sliding in. Coach, you can't teach hustle on that, and take me through that one.
No, you got to, you know, she sees it down, and Winley's one of those experienced softball players. She's gone. She's not going to hesitate.
If the
great
coach
read.
If the coach has to tell you to go, you're probably done.
Correct. That's a great read by her.
Runner does get over to third base. 2-1 in this one. That one waited on that one well.
That's going to get the job done.
Yep, gets another run in, and quickly that is 3 runs across for the Lady Warriors, and they more than made up for that home run. Now with the bases loaded for the first time in a while, this is going to be Rory Decker. Well, they just have come out with such a great game plan. I think it stunned Anacoco.
I think so.
That one, once again, over to second. She'll make all 3 of the outs, and that will retire the side, but not before the Lady Warriors pick up a big 3 spot in the bottom of the first. One complete in the books. It's 3-1. Lady Warriors leading this one. We'll be back right after this.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in last dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Anna Claire Vinson will lead things off for this Anacoco team. Correction, no, she won't. That is Mitchell that leads off here. Rayleigh Mitchell, number 21. Gio back in the circle, and boy, she's just been dominant through the years, Coach. Tell me a little bit about Riley Gio.
It's signed to go to LSUA. Wanted to stay home. You know, she's just a hard worker. I mean, you know, we always talk about, you know, having these, you know, girls or guys who are program changers. She's one of those girls that stays late after practice and goes out here by herself a lot and works. You know, Coach Mark talks about that a lot about her. She's just a hard worker, and she's definitely the leader of this team.
This state championship defending team, that's a couple of them through the years for the Lady Warriors, I believe. They had one back several years ago. That's going to have to be quick, not going to be in time.
No, that was actually the first state championship we ever had in softball.
I thought Hine had one back years ago.
3 semifinalists.
Okay.
We never. First title game we ever made it to that
Awesome.
was last year, so it's definitely one to remember. And hey, again, who knows what can happen this year? You get in the right bracket, side of the bracket, you know, anything can happen.
Emily D'Amico will lead things off here. Or not lead things, but stand in there as well. And it looks like we got Chick-fil-A coming. Or, well, one of us may have Chick-fil-A. I don't know if we have anything coming. Squaring around, and that one misses low and out of the zone.
Yeah, you can have my fries. I'm not a fry guy.
You're not a waffle fry. That's the best part.
I mean, I'll eat like 1 or 2, but I love the strips, you know.
I feel you. Runner at first base over there is Mitchell. This is D'Amico now with nobody out. Swung on and missed, and now going for second base. Good shot behind there, and safe slides under it. What a good throw behind the plate, though, by Acri.
Yeah, that was a very good throw. A lot of experience behind the plate. Bella's just a phenomenal player. She's been playing travel ball her whole life, and, you know, her and Riley, man, they're a good tandem.
Classification on these, Coach, because I know you've got the different ages. What's the outlook of this team or the makeup of it with seniors and juniors and such?
Let's see.
This one bunted over. They're going to come firing over to first. That one is there.
You got Kaylee, who's the second baseman. She's a freshman. You got Riley and what's the girl at first base? My name. Sydney. They're both seniors. With Roy. Roy is a senior as well. So you got 3. She's a center fielder. And Ann, I'm sorry. So there's 4 seniors in the lineup. And then you got Michaela, who's a freshman as well on her and Kaylee. And then the shortstop's a junior, the catcher's a junior, and Chloe Courtright in right field is a junior.
So a good mix of it.
It is.
Look, it was I was pulling up, and Jess and Nicole were walking in as well, and we were just marveling. That one has popped up in the air. Oh, I had a shot at it too, and you like to catch those and not give them another chance. Yeah, it was like they must have passed me on the way out here. Getting at this young lady is going to get the most camera time, our center fielder here, because she walks back right in the spot that we're set up. Appreciate the truck that's out here and the table that was set up and made it easy on us to get in here and get going. 0-1 the count, 1 down here. Rolls around and bunts another one. Looked like it hit her. They're going to say it was foul, and it was down. It hit her inside the box, so it's a foul ball, and that'll be 0-2. Coach, congratulations. You guys 3 in a row, I believe now. 2 yesterday and 1 today. So good work out of your pitching staff.
Yeah, pitching staff did well. You know, we got Logan and Cooper. Stopped them at a no-day rest. So if we do play tomorrow, we'll be able to run them out there. I don't know if that's going to happen.
In the Coliseum or on the Arc or what?
I don't think it's going to happen. But, you got to prepare like
That's
that.
correct.
And then we threw Talon late in the game. I thought we should have been out of there 11-1. But, we like to sometimes keep us around a little longer.
I think you wanted to test and see, could I get the equipment taken down and over here in 31 minutes, and I did. There's going to be a strikeout, again, a drop third strike, but the tag is applied. So, again, tremendous work behind the dish, Coach, by Bella.
Yeah, she's a player, man. Yeah, our kids, I told Coach Ladner, I said, are they trying to just give us a heart attack? Because last night we wanted to do this in the inning. We could have been out of there a little bit earlier. But, hey, we're playing better baseball, and I'm just glad to get those 3 in a row and get back on the winning track.
And that's certainly what you want to see.
For sure. And we've got our pitching staff playing with some different pitches and working on a couple different things. The last couple games is really working. So hopefully we keep going forward.
3-1, the Lady Warriors lead this one. Guillo rocks back and fires this one. A good-looking fastball down the middle. And quickly, 0-2. You certainly are wanting. You get a big inning, pick up 3 runs in the first. You want to come out and have a clean inning as you can and get those bats back going.
Man, this would be huge. You get out of this inning with no runs, and you got all the momentum, in your favor right now.
Well, and I don't think you give them any time to figure out that bunt game. Guillo will rock back and fire. This was swung on and missed and down on strikes, and that will retire the side. Coach, let's leave it right here, and we'll talk a little bit about that championship season from Grace with the girls. I know that you had talked to Coach Rozier a lot on there, and boy, he was very emotional about it, as why wouldn't you be? But it was such a lift over here for this softball team.
Oh, huge. When Coach Hine was here, I always told Coach Rozier stories. I said, a lot of people don't remember back in the day, Grace, man, baseball, softball, we had it going on for both sports. And, I told him, I said, we have some good tradition. We just wasn't able to finish, but kind of, we rebuilt it for about 4 or 5 years. And then really, when you change coaches 3 times, it's not really good. And then Coach Rozier came in, kind of had a plan, and the girls have bought in. And like I said, he's doing well. And the kids, he's got a good squad, man. They're excited. And I know going from Division 5 to Class B, putting us back together, it's a little more of a challenge. But, like I told him, and he tells me, we can compete at this level. We're just probably not as deep as some of the other Class B schools, but, we're definitely going to go out there and compete every night.
But, look, the only way to get experience is to get experience.
That's it.
So, swung on a miss. Good hit. Shot at that one, fouled back actually, and that is Riley Guillo. She would like to get something going here and add to that a little bit. 3-1. We don't have our scoreboard down in the bottom left-hand corner. Not sure what happened to it, but the Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1. Guillo pulls that one foul and out of play. That the Dotson, we'll go back to your game tonight too. That Dotson team had every opportunity just to roll over, but
and they did
at
not.
the end of it, and didn't. Kept battling. Number 21 ends up going the entire game on there for him, and I thought he'd have been out in the first inning.
Yeah, they played 2 district games yesterday in a doubleheader, and the coach told me before the game, he said, Coach, we used 4 guys yesterday. We don't really have a whole lot of pitching if we're going to anybody else today. He said It said the whole game they haven't heard us.
Check. There you go. They ought to be able to now. Well, they missed a lot of interesting conversation if they've not been able to hear us, but needless to say, it is 3-1, and I know they can certainly hear it now. Might have had his phone, his TV muted. That's what it could have been. I don't know about that. I'll take the blame for this one. Needless to say, we're back. That one lifted high. Quarterback giving chase, and that's going to be out of play. Again, near that batting cage area. Well, you guys just missed a whole lot of wisdom that was put on y'all in this entire first part of it. But we play in the top of the third. It is 3-1. Grace Christian leads this one. Home run back in the first by Duran. And this is Duran that goes up, and she thought she had another one there. Coming up and getting that one. It's a good-looking play.
Nice play.
Out in left field. That's where it gets you, Coach. You confuse your left and your right fields out here, too. So we have to think for a moment if there's a pause. Going to take a break. 3-1. We move to the bottom of the third when we come back. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Coach Sydney Avery will lead things off out of the leadoff spot, and she was very crucial in that first inning getting going as well.
Yep, great leadoff hitter, senior. She's see if she can get started again.
Heyman seemed like she recovered in that second inning. She'll come back and face the top of the lineup. No balls and one strike. Appreciate the guys that checked in with us, said they couldn't hear us. They may not know what they've been, they didn't have it so good. Avery now watches Heyman deliver this one right down the middle, and that is in there for strike two quickly, 0-2. 26 pitches for Heyman, and has given up 3 runs. That just tells you there was some small ball going on and going after those first pitches. Avery ducks under that one, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, Coach, we talked about some in that first inning that folks didn't hear a lot about, so we may repeat some things, too, as we talk about these young ladies on there. Avery at the leadoff spot. You said just a lot of good things about her. Takes that on the outside corner, and she is down on strikes.
That's a good pitch there, man. You know, that's one of those pitcher's pitch, man. Not much you can do right there as a hitter. You got to get on top of the plate, crowd it probably, you know. It's one of those we tell our kids, you know, you got to crowd it. You know, 2 strikes, you got to take that outside pitch away. It's just a great pitch by number 9.
Winley Vincent will stride in. Vincent on the day is 1 for 1. She scored one of the Grace runs back in the first. She's one of those that beat out one of the bunts.
Yeah, great bunt to start the game. Winley last year was on the state championship team. She was playing center field. She's moved to shortstop this year. She replaced Ava Gio, who graduated, the only senior we had last year.
Pretty good one, too.
She was, for sure, no doubt about that. And Winley's done a pretty good job at shortstop. I know Coach Roser, he knew right away that's who was going to be going there. And, you know, she's a great leader, junior.
446 Sports is out here on the tailgate in center field watching Grace Christian Lady Warriors softball. That one drops down, and boy, you got to make them pay. That one missed outside, but they were over there for it First time that we've been able to see Grace here at their own park. Saw them in one of the tournaments. I think Chuck did that game. It started at probably 10 o'clock one night, that Tioga tournament. I remember you and I talking about that one, too. It didn't start till almost 9 or 10 o'clock.
Correct. That was a late one. I think I got home 11:45, 12 o'clock that night.
Chuck told us that he was texting me at 12:45 saying that he had finally got home. And I don't know, that was the weekend that we did so many games, and so throat was no good. I had got up at 12:45 for Saturday, and he was just getting home. It show you what kind of a day that was. Made for a long day, no doubt about it.
And this is actually the first year we've had lights here at Warrior softball field. You know, we had years ago when the field was flipped. People don't probably remember this, but the field was actually right behind the gym. We had these small lights, but this is the first year that we've had actual softball, baseball lights.
That one, good.
That's a great
play over there. Went after that one and got it. And that's what we talked about. You got to take advantage of foul ball outs, and she certainly did a tremendous job of that. That's one of those as a hitter, you're like, come on, blow wind and get that one out of here. But tremendous work out at second base by Vincent, Annalie Vincent. Anna Claire Vincent, pardon me. Those of you that are watching from Anacoco, swung on and missed there. This is Acri that is there. She had an RBI. Scored that run on a sacrifice. Second trip through the lineup. That one's right here where we're at. Going to drift over there and catch that one. And that will retire the side. Well, we talked to a lot of the coaches, and you get those runs in the first inning and the pitchers settle down. A lot of times that's it. That's
it in softball. These pitchers duel games, you know, I tell our guys, I've been preaching that to them forever. I said, guys, we get in the playoffs, it might be 2-1, 3-2. These plays that we're making early in the ball game, you know, they're key. The first inning is so key. You know, some people look at the end of the game that's all that matters, and it doesn't. It's a full 21-out game. It starts when the first pitch, and you just got to grind it out and go play.
Coach Briggs over at Alexandria Senior High talks about those inevitable 2 runs.
Correct.
In the first inning. He says you got to get away from that. They lost a game to West Monroe that was 2 runs scored on a foul ball, fair ball call, and that was it. And Briggs in the first inning, you wondering, well, why is he so adamant about arguing one in the first inning? Game ends 2-1.
Correct. I mean, you look up and hey, we got 6-9 outs to go, you know.
Right.
That's why it's so important. And Coach Briggs is absolutely right. You know, those early in the game, it matters, man. And, you know, we went to Oak Hill the other day, 3 weeks ago, and, you know, we put up a 4 spot in the first inning, and then we're kind of sluggish after that. And, you know, we were glad that our pitcher Maddox was on and wound up striking 13 people out that night.
Anna Claire Vincent will lead things off in the top half of the 4th. It is 3-1. Lady Warriors leading this one. Our scoreboard still is gone AWOL. Don't know what happened to it. I think I probably know that it may have been one that was put into another game, and they may have taken over it because you didn't want to have this score over to that score. But needless to say, we'll keep it up like the good old radio days. It's 3-1 in this one. Gio will rock back and deliver this one right inside, and that's going to get Vincent up on that elbow. And that will bring Rayleigh Mitchell to.
Well, we got to give a little shout out, Doug. Guess who's got a game tonight? One of our #1 fans.
Hold on now. I've got to guess. So if there's a game tonight, then it's got to be coach pitch or something like that. I don't know.
Nolan Wells, little Nolan, man.
I talked to Wellesley about that today, and I'll share the mind of a youngster with you momentarily. And so he's like, Mr. Doug, I just don't know what to do. He says, my little brother's playing, and my girlfriend's playing. And I said, dude, your little brother, you got to go see your little brother. And I saw him walking in here a minute ago. I said, you go watch your little brother and watch this game. But he ended up out here.
Well, he said, Coach, I'm staying until 7:30. Then I'm going to be there at 7:40 to watch my brother.
Well, he's staying here till 7:30 and then going over there.
Yep, that's what he told me. I see him over there right now, so we'll see.
Hit by pitch was Vincent. This is Mitchell that stands in. Mitchell is 1 for 1 on the day. That one off and out of play. 3-1, nobody down, top of the fourth. Had the opportunity, Coach. We talked to you about the softball around the area that is so good. You saw that big game between Pineville and Calvary that ends with a 1-run game. Pineville goes and avenges that early season loss to Alexandria. They remain at number 2, and they drop a close one to Coach Whitman in North DeSoto today. So, I mean, it's just everywhere you look, there's good softball. Alexandria is doing so well. Big ones tomorrow. I think the rain's going to get. Calvary Baptist is supposed to come in and play Ash and Menard, but I don't see that making.
Yeah, tomorrow's not looking too good right now. I know and all these teams. Here's another factor for tomorrow. Some teams were talking about playing earlier, but ACT is tomorrow. There's a lot of athletes that are going to be at that tomorrow.
So you can't move them up and play 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
On those games, yeah. Gio looking to get out of trouble here. She had a leadoff hit by pitch. She'll look in and rock back and fire this one, and it is ground. Courtwright's going to have it. She's going to come up throwing to first, not going to be in time, but a good thought. She come up and fielded that well, Coach. I think she might have been the best fielding outfielder of any of the Courtwrights. Let's say what it is.
I think so. But, we got all the brothers looking on here in left field. She's got to teach them a few things or two. No doubt about it.
Runners at first and second, and Gio wanting to get out of this one. A good move by Coach to come out there and talk about this. And this is not – Coach, take me through a move like this. It looks like sometimes it's just to slow them down a little bit.
It is for sure. You want to slow them down, talk to your team, make sure, hey, we want to stop the momentum right here. If we can limit the damage, get out of here, giving up 1 or 2 runs. And then we got an opportunity, to maybe be up 3-2 instead of being down 4-3. So, if you can give up 1 run out of this inning or none, that's great. But you're trying to slow everything down and make sure we get outs. Make sure you don't put the tying run get across or the leading run getting across. You want to just limit the damage right here and settle everybody down.
This is where you've got to be careful. You know that Anacoco knows that they've got a solid pitcher in the circle and are going to try to get some of these runs back against Gio. They trail at 3-1 in the top of the fourth. Wind continuing to blow, and it's blowing straight in. They didn't stop that home run that was earlier in the first. Good-looking pitch. Looks like it was up and out of the zone.
Just up a little bit there.
Nice atmosphere out and being able to play under the lights. I remember the Cubs first got their lights. I'm showing my age on there, but they used to always have to play their day games. That one lifted down the line. Going to go foul out of play.
Yeah, this wind is playing havoc, man. I tell you, I don't know if you saw in the first inning of our game today, the ball that Cooper hit in the first inning was behind the field, and it ends up like 15 feet in fair territory, and the infielders never moved.
They never saw it. That's right. Yeah, we talked about that, how the wind was so tough on them. Gio throws this one in there and misses. That foul ball was retrieved, coached by one of your baseball players over there, Jackson Harrell on the left side. He looks like he's warming up a little underhand.
Yeah, maybe.
Can't be fun at the old ballpark.
That's it, man. Jackson's going to have fun wherever he is, I can tell you that.
Wherever Jackson is, though, the Lady Warrior fans wanted that one. Not going to get it. And now 3-1 and a pitch away from loading the bases up. So Gio needs to settle into this when there is nobody out. Rocks back and delivers this one. And that is ball 4. That will get the bases loaded. People checking in with me now and telling me the scoreboard's not on the screen. Yes, this I know. 3-1, but in danger. We're going to try to straighten this up a little bit too. It looks like, I don't know what happens to this thing, but we'll get it.
Looks like we got the 7-hole hitter up for Anacoco. Is this the pitcher? Yeah.
And you know that she's going to do whatever she can to get this. This is Heyman. That one up and out of the zone, ball one. 3-1 in this one. The Lady Warriors lead it, but in a real jam here. Bases loaded with nobody out. And this is number 9, Tori Heyman, that stands in there. Certainly an opportunity. Wind gusting in. Shows you how sharp that ball from Duran was hit. That's a good-looking strike there, and Riley needed that one.
Yeah, if Riley can keep the ball down here, maybe get a ground ball, get a double play, a force out right now is set up. So, hopefully she can make a good pitch right here for the Lady Warriors.
Like one of those pitches right back to you. Swung on and missed. Good-looking fastball from Gio. And, yeah, you'd take one of those ground balls back to yourself, let her go home to first perhaps on that.
Absolutely.
Should take a strikeout here. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody out in the top of the 4th. Lady Warriors lead it 3-1. Good-looking pitch, outer half, and down on strikes goes Heyman.
That's a good spot. And, one thing I've noticed when we were hitting and when they're hitting, he's liking that outside corner. He is giving a little bit there. Hey, I'd live there all night if I'm a pitcher.
They're going to just talk about a quick little change. It looks like we may have a runner coming on. I don't know that we will get the signal up here, but again, it's an opportunity to remind you it is 3-1. Lady Warriors lead this in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Val Brown is behind the plate. He's one of those veteran umpires. Used to do baseball. I think he's just doing softball these days, but he's been around the block, man. He's a good veteran umpire. I think he's caught a lot of state tournaments in Sulphur. One of our good veteran umpires from Alexandria here.
And look, that's something. It's almost like a changing of the guard now with these officials, as some of them are and just aging out. But it's a point where you've got to get some of the younger folks in there.
We do, for sure.
Well, Gio is recovering and finding it well. This is Kylie Callier, I think. 3-1, top of the 4th. 1 down, swung on and missed. And Gio, I don't know if it just settles it down, but it looks like when you coaches go out there and have that, and all of a sudden now the pitcher can't miss, it's like, man, that's some good words of wisdom you put on them.
Yeah, and it might be a little mechanic issue. Rozier might have saw something. It could be a lot of different things, or it could be just settling the pitcher down.
Swung on and missed and down on strikes, and that's 2 back-to-back strikeouts right there, and that will bring Procell to the plate. This is Sari Procell, and you're going to do all you can to get this out here and not get this thing flipped back up to the top of the lineup.
Yeah, that would be huge.
To know that you loaded them up with nobody out, if Gio can come back, and now you're not trying to get 3 outs or 2 outs. All you've got to do is win this battle right here.
Well, she is making some good pitches with that changeup right now. I know that. I think they're sitting on fastball, expecting it, and she's just making some great pitches.
3-1, we play top of the 4th. Grace Christian with the lead in this one. Gio just throwing smoke to these last 3 batters now. Back-to-back strikeouts, and quickly 0-2 here to Procell. Gio's feeling it now. She rocks back and fires. This one swung on and strikes out 3 straight, and they are loving it here at Grace Christian. 3-1, we'll move to the bottom of the 4th when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
We're back in the bottom half of the fourth. Leading off for the, let's see who's due up for the Lady Warriors here. I believe it's White. Is that what you had, Coach? Yep, I believe so. Michaela White will lead things off for Grace Christian. What a ball game this has been early on. Michaela 1 for 1. She has a run scored as well and one of those bunts. Get a good look in now at Michaela. And that cheering section right behind her. Saw our good friend Butch Morrison walking in here. Of course, his great-granddaughter. No, it's just his granddaughter.
Yep,
Sorry about that, Butch, if he goes back and watches that. But between the Morrisons and Courtrights and those, it's been around a long time.
Been around a long time for sure. Yeah, Kaylee's going to be she's a scrappy little player, man. Freshman, I know she's done some big things this year for the Warriors.
Heyman rocks back and delivers this one. It swung on and missed. And it's where you talk about those pitchers just starting to settle in. We know that Guillo faced a little bit of struggle, but Rozier, in perfect timing, went out there and did something that really took care of things.
Yeah, that was a huge momentum, and now, you know, I'm curious to see if we go back to the bunt game maybe, put a little more pressure on them because they had a little trouble with that early.
Check swing foul there, 0-2. We play bottom of the fourth. Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1. This is a big-time top-of-the-bracket battle between these two. You may get a look in the power ratings and see that one is ground over to third base, coming up and firing away there. Good work in the dugout.
You know, and if I'm in Class B right now, I'm definitely trying to stay on that other side of Quitman. I don't really want to be on the side of Quitman.
Nobody wants to be on that side.
Nobody wants to be on that side.
Until you're on a Saturday in Sulphur, and then you don't mind.
Yeah, and then you don't mind. But, you know, so that's one of the things I would be, you know, if I'm looking at it, I'm in that bracket. I want to stay on the other side. But, you know, they got an LSU signee and a Louisiana Tech signee.
Down on strikes, and now Kaylee Smith will stride in. Smith has an RBI on the day. 0 for 1. And that's right. You know, Coach Rozier went to the bunt game, got his 3 runs, got away from it, and
yeah, and that's something he may go back to here in a little bit. Maybe get back to the top of order. He might try that again. I mean, honestly, it worked pretty good.
Of course, if he corrected things with Riley, and she's back to firing like she did those last 3 batters, don't show those folks anything. He's
correct. Yeah, and that's huge because if a runner gets on in the bottom of the order for Anacoco, then you got the top of the order coming up with those bases loaded. That's huge to get out of that inning.
That ball just curved right back over the plate. She jumps up, and it has a little comeback to that right-handed batter. 0-1 here. Decker will be next, but right now it is Smith. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes, back-to-backs. These two pitchers, these last couple innings, putting on a clinic.
They are. They settled in, and like I said, again, those runs early are huge.
9 strikeouts for Guillo, 6 strikeouts for Heyman. Decker will step in. That one lifted foul. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Rory Decker. That's what they're going to call JG and Katie Lynn's daughter. Her name is going to be Aurora, and they'll call her Rory.
Okay, awesome.
Both the Gann babies are just around the corner. That's both there coming up on us, one in May and one in July.
Oh, wow. It goes by fast, you know.
Wow is right.
I didn't realize it was that quick.
It's that quick, yeah. They lifted high. I don't know if I can find it. There you go. They'll camp out under that one coming in and making the play, and that will retire the side. Here we go to the top of the 5th. Lady Warriors leading this one 3-1 when we come back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you.
For cataract surgery in Central Louisiana, insist on Wallace Eye Associates, where leading eye surgeon Dr. Thomas Stuckey and our team of doctors continue to set the standard in cataract care in Louisiana. If you're over age 60 and just aren't seeing as well as you used to, let our cataract team restore your vision and renew your life. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision.
Back to work we go here in the top of the 5th. Coach, how important was it to keep that and just get Riley back dialed in?
It's huge. You know, now you're starting off with the top of the order here, but it's a lot better than them coming up with runners on base. And that was just huge momentum swing there for the Lady Warriors. See if we can keep it going.
That one is ground.
Nice play.
Not in time. Well, look, it's difficult unless you're up on there's no bobble, no anything, no get up, no anything. If these runners are getting down the shorter bases so quick.
For sure. That was a good stop, but, you know, left-handed batter, I mean, it's going to be tough to throw her out.
That was Bryant that's on base, and this is Davis now. Number 25, Ava Davis. That wind's picking up a little bit, Coach.
It is for sure. And I believe it's blowing in, am I right?
You look at your flag right
okay, I didn't even see it.
See that. And that's what was so impressive about that ball that got out of here in the first inning. She hit it through that wind because it was blowing not as much as it is right now, but it was still gusting in.
Yeah, that was definitely an impressive shot for sure.
Young lady 1 for 2 on the day is Davis. She also has been one of the 9 strikeout victims of Gio. Gio took a little something off of that one. Don't have all of our cameras up, and I hate that, but wanted to get out here and at least get this going for you. And Coach Rozier is going to make his way back out. No correction. Yep. Brings out a clipboard with him and talking about some of the pitches that are thrown and the differences going on. That chain on the flagpole there singing to us as the wind just well, you look around at the sites and everything where you are here, and there's that bus that sells the snow cones, I guess, behind us. Calais Circle is where we're at. If you're familiar with Versailles, and you know where BJ's Pizza is, it's right across from there. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on in that little circle right there between Christmas trees and snow cones
for sure.
and the like. So that gives you an idea where we're at. If you're new to this and just watching some softball, you're watching a good one without a doubt. Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1. Gio
I think Coach Rozier went out there and said, look, we got Duran on deck.
Right.
We need to go after this hitter here. And, that's one of those, I think, you don't want to put her on and, you want to go attack mode on this 2-hole hitter.
Yeah, she is 1 for 2 on the day, but the big fly come out of the next batter. Going to be a strikeout and a stolen base on it. Good piece of running by Bryant, Brooklyn Bryant, able to get down there. And that might have hurt you a little bit, too, because now the first base is open.
Correct.
I don't know if you, but, boy, it's hard when she's already home.
And he's putting her on. He's already signaled there. And so that's a big
stolen base
strikeout.
got you.
Yeah, it did, for sure.
But, no, so tell me the logic, though, if she didn't steal the base and the runner was at first base, and you hear all this stuff about first base being open, well, the runners were going to be at first and second anyway, so what's the difference?
Yeah, I think he's going to put her on anyway right here in that situation.
You cannot let Oni Duran beat you.
Correct. And I think that was what he went up and told his pitcher a while ago. And there's
this
your ground
might
ball.
be perfect. There's a flip
there
to
it
second.
Is. Nice.
Over to first and in time and big time work. And boy, look at the emotion on Coach Rozier.
And that'll get you fired up, man. That's a big time play. And look, it worked out, and that's what you got to do sometimes.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Big-time double play to get the Lady Warriors out of this. We'll be back. They lead at 3-1, heading to the bottom of the 5th, and high five still going all around when we come back.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies.
Riley Gio will lead things off. We're still taking a look at that dugout. Let's get that back over here. Riley Gio will lead things off. She's thrown 72 pitches today, 50 of them in the strike zone, 10 strikeouts for Gio, just exactly what she needed to come out here and do. It's been a battle between Heyman and Gio. Lady Warriors get all of their runs in the first inning. They had the bunts going on. Gio, Juno, and Courtright due up here in the bottom of the 5th. One ground over to third base. Make the long throw across the diamond.
I got foul ball.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't hear him, but I saw the motion go up, foul ball.
We had moved the camera over to catch the play at first, and we missed the fact that it was a. Normally, my analyst is running the camera, but I don't know what happened. A lot of softball and baseball on today. We had three baseball games today. Buckeye and Avoyles played today. We had Ash and Washita are playing now, and of course Grace Christian and Dodson earlier. That was a 4 o'clock start. That one ducking and covering over there was Juno. That 4 o'clock start enabled us to get out here, and you guys had that one scheduled. What was it that got it? Because a lot of these games are at 6 o'clock, especially on a weekend.
Yeah, we knew that we were playing back to back days, and we just said, hey, let's give the kids a Friday night and do something a little earlier, and coming back on a Saturday, we just felt like, hey, give them a Friday night. Let's play a little early.
And they're all here at the ballpark.
Yeah, they're supporting their classmates, and I like seeing that, man.
Well,
I
there's
like
a number of times that you'll see the girls over there in their uniforms, and they're out and they're about, and that's what
it's
you
all
get out
about.
of Grace Christian. It's just a close-knit school.
For sure, that's what it's all about, supporting each other, and it makes you closer, and we love seeing that.
Change up, stayed back on it there, and got a hustle over to first in time for the out. And, boy, that was just good work over at shortstop.
Yeah, that was bang, bang. That was definitely a good play.
That was over at shortstop as Davis came up and made that play. One down, bottom of the fifth. All the scoring was done in that first inning. Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1.
And just think if we had 446 review. If we could have a review on that play, that could be one of the challenges, man. If we could have 446 in all the games, and we could have a challenge for two per team.
We do tell the officials beforehand because we don't have that fancy cargo near the curtain that they get under any of that. Tell them just look at it and we'll give you a thumbs up or a thumb down. And so far they've not taken us up on that just yet. Heyman has settled down. She is throwing the ball really well herself. 56 pitches, Coach, 45 of them in the zone. That one was 57th, and it's out of the zone. But when you've thrown 56 and only 11 of them have missed the zone.
That's impressive. I mean, you take the first inning out of this ball game. I mean, it's a pitcher's duel.
Heyman rocks back and fires this one. It's ground back. So apparently on our games, when there's a foul ball that is hit like that is on the ground, I have a habit of saying that is ground foul. So we are actively seeking a chicken sponsor for our ground foul ball down on strikes there.
That was a good pitch.
Chloe Courtright will come to the plate. This represents the ninth hitter in this lineup, so you will see
now she's going to the left side here, Doug.
You know, I don't know that I see a lot of switch hitters in softball either.
Yeah, she's one of those when she goes on that side. Get ready for the slap game here.
She tries to pull kind of a drag bunt there. Mm-hmm. Those slap hitters just really amaze me at what they do. Their whole goal is just put that bat right there. Heyman will rock back and deliver this one. That one is right in there, and it's quickly 0-2 on Courtright. So she turns and switches around now mid at bat. Boy, you just gotta love that. I think Heyman's looking over there, and she said, "What?" That's absolutely the first. Now, you've seen it in the bigs, you've seen it in college, but this is the first time that I've seen one in high school.
Yeah, I have not seen that. And she's going to swing it here from this side. She's, like I said, every game I've watched her, she's definitely been on the left side of the plate.
And that one is ground. Second base, a little shovel over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning here from Heyman. We are through 5. The Lady Warriors lead this one. Defense has taken over in this one. Defense and pitching. Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1 when we come back in the 6th. Right after this from Wallace Eye Associates.
For cataract surgery in Central Louisiana, insist on Wallace Eye Associates, where leading eye surgeon Dr. Thomas Stuckey and our team of doctors continue to set the standard in cataract care in Louisiana. If you're over age 60 and just aren't seeing as well as you used to, let our cataract team restore your vision and renew your life. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it.
There you see Firehouse Subs. They are the official sandwich shop of 446 Sports, and we will begin the Pelican Sports Report down in Lafayette on College Saloon August the 19th. We'll be talking a whole lot of football down there when the fall rolls around, thanks to our friends at Firehouse Subs. That one is ground right up the middle.
Play.
Good work by Gio to field her position, and we've seen, and you saw it today in the game, or no, I guess it was last night in the game when Logan was over there at first base and Adelise was pitching. And Adelise can get a ball wherever he's at on the field. But somehow when you turn into a pitcher, people think you can't get the ball. And Logan's like, get back, pitcher.
Man, I tell you, Maddox was everywhere last night. We were really impressed. I mean, the kid, he is locked in when he's on the mound, and he made a lot of good plays off the mound last night.
Gio rocks back and throws this one. It misses inside. So what's the contingency? Oh, well, you guys aren't scheduled to play tomorrow anyway.
No, we are Northwest.
Okay.
3 o'clock.
But there.
Here. But if it allows.
Yes. And it gets worse later on. It goes.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. And again,
swung on and missed.
ACT going on.
Yeah, so you can't move it up. That's right.
Correct. And I tell you what, we got some bad clouds moving in right now.
I know. Says the guy, what is electronics out here in the back of the truck. We're just going to hope that wind keeps on blowing because I didn't see anything coming in till overnight early, I don't think.
Yeah, I think we're good the rest of the night. It shows 10 o'clock in the morning right now.
3-1, top of the 6th, we play Gio. In there for the strike, nothing. There are 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here. The problem that you get, and I haven't seen that tonight. That one is over to second base, over to first, and in time. Quickly, 2 of them, 2 down. And that just, case in point, what we were talking about. You see a pitcher that's in there striking out so many people. A lot of times your defense is not alert and ready to go. But they've been on the ball every single play that's need to be made.
Yeah, I mean, good defense by both teams after the first inning, and pitchers, like I said, settle in. And it's going to be tough to get to Riley now.
This is her counterpart in the circle, Heyman. Tori Heyman has been just as efficient. As a matter of fact, 5 innings, she's pitched 7 strikeouts, 63 pitches, 50 of them strikes. Swung on, speaking of strikes. But Gio, all she's done is 80. That's her 81st pitch, 55 of them in the zone, 10 strikeouts, only the 1 earned run. Has scattered 5 hits through the 6 innings. Rocks back and delivers this one as Knight has officially fallen here. And ahead of Collier, 0-2. Gio rocks back, swung on and missed, and down on strikes. That's strikeout number 11. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1 when we come back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Coach, we talked about getting back to the top of the order and that they would go through the heart one more time. 3 outs remain for Anacoco. You got 2 shots at it here, so you want to go out there and maybe add an insurance run or 2 to start this thing off. But you start it with somebody that's definitely been a fire plug for this team in Sydney Avery.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if the bunt game come back out here again.
That double hit, it looked like it hit the bat again.
It did. And they do have a foul ball with a first base umpire.
Did you see the way that third baseman came in and made that play? I mean, she was up there just as soon as that almost caught the ball in the air. That is Procell that came up and got that one. And
Yeah, she shocked me because where she was playing at, even with the bag, now she's a little bit up, a couple of feet in front of the bag now.
I mean, just gets right up into the batter's box. That's where you got to be careful of that slash, though.
Correct, for sure.
She squares around.
There it is.
Yeah, that's the one kind of tell that you will. When they square around that early, historically, and not just this team, but a lot of teams, they'll pull back. If you're not, you're taught to square around bunt late. It's kind of like the pitcher tipping his pitches a little bit. Avery now 1 ball and 2 strikes. She'll square and pull back this one. Foul ball is whistled there. And that's the difference, too, because she did pull that bat back. She's not out.
Correct. Yeah, and that's kind of an advantage now for the defense. You know she's probably not going to bunt here.
That's right. That one up and out of the zone. 2 balls. Well, you can smell the crawfish from right up the road cooking, can't you?
It smells great.
I saw that the other day.
Ash was doing like a 10-pound giveaway at the Ash baseball game tonight.
They better not be cooking.
Oh, that's a nice play there. Yeah, that's a heck of a play by your third baseman, man.
Look, she has been just solid. That's Purcell there at third. She goes back there like it's her job to do, and that's exactly what you like to see. Winley Vincent will make her way in. Vincent 1 for 2. Has a run scored back in that big first inning. Well, since the first, you thought you were going to see a lot, but that's just softball. You get something going in the first inning and then lights out away from there. Field looks in really good shape, too. I was just noticing around a lot of it. We've seen a lot of turf infields on a lot of the games that we've done, and the dirt one, but this one looks really good.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work. I know they stayed up here all summer, fall, working on some things. They added, recently some new bathrooms last year, redid the concession a little bit, got the girls a clubhouse behind the dugout. He's worked hard on the infield trying to get it to look better, and he's done a good job with it.
Look, just the entirety of the field. Next thing you know, they're going to build us a little loft out here.
That's right. For sure.
Had a little word or two with Vincent, did Coach Roser. She's going to square. Now she'll pull that back. And you notice they're not crashing as much when she shows that bunt that early.
Correct.
So checkmate. You show that bunt early and then go ahead and lay the bunt down.
Correct.
I'm going to make a coach when I retire yet.
There you go. Hey. Well, I'm sure all the games that you guys are getting to see, you're picking up quite a few different things.
We got a lot of things that, there's no doubt about it. If y'all ever looking for a coach here, let me know. We can,
Well, you still doing a little Mary golf, huh?
I got kicked out of that. No, he does it right in the middle of about a 90-game stretch of games.
That's probably tough to do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They played for a championship and were leading and gave up 10 unearned runs in one game to lose it in the championship. He's had his kids in the championship for basketball and baseball this year.
Well, that's exciting for those kids, man. What grade is that? Is that
35th? That one lifted foul and down the line and out of play. They afterwards they had their rings and all of them had their runners, and they could care less what it was. They had their rings and they were excited because a couple of years ago, Mary Golf really didn't have a program at all.
Correct.
But I didn't get paid much for that. I didn't even get a hoodie, and we make them. That one fouled back. Isn't that bad news?
That is bad news. We got a great at bat going on right here by Winley for sure.
This is how many pitches into this is it? This is her seventh pitch. Boy, it seems like more than that. She's fouled off the last 3. misses inside. And that loads it up, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, this goes without saying. You'd love to get Vincent on because she's going to get out there and wreak havoc on the bases when she does. But you'd like to put up one more run before you go to the 7th. That one misses down low. And, Coach, how important is it to foul off those pitches and come back and get a walk?
Man, that's just a little momentum. That's some pressure on the defense and the pitcher now coming up. Now you got to make some big-time pitches here, and you got a really good hitter coming up to the plate.
Are you stealing here? Trying to get that runner in scoring position with the lead?
You know, I could see him maybe hit and run here possibly, but being that his best hitter's at the plate, I could also see him letting her hit.
Bella's solid without a doubt. Fouls that one back, had a good hack at it. Coach, speaking of stolen bases, well, you guys got a little hidden gem out there with old 19 running the bases like he has been.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, that guy, what a guy, man. You got to love B-Mac. He's a character.
The dugout gives him a whole lot of love when he's in there on that stolen
They do.
base.
They give him a whole lot of love. And they slacked off, I think, the last couple of days because now they're giving Harrell a little bit of love because he's in the lineup.
That's right.
So B-Mac's not complaining on that.
Bella stands in, 0-1, 1 down. She squares to bunt, and how about that? Your best hitter is laying 1 down.
Man, and again, it worked in the first inning, and why not?
It just shows you how much weight that Coach Rozier puts on one more run here in this inning.
Man, and having your best hitter that can bunt like that shows how versatile she is. That's awesome.
Heyman will rock back and deliver this one. That one misses up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was an 8-pitch at bat for Vincent.
Oh, wow.
Heyman now rocks back and delivers this one. That one's lifted high. Foul and out of play. You see it land on the roof of the Lady Warriors dugout. So you hear the girls loud in the dugout. They put a rule in this year that you can't direct that towards the other team now anymore. Is that right?
They have. They've changed a few things. They're just trying to make sure.
No more pitcher got a big behind. None of
yeah,
that in baseball.
Correct. They don't want anything going towards the other team, and you know, for the most part, I think everything's been fine this year. I haven't heard anything that's, you know, kids are kids, and you know, they just want to have fun out here. And you know, I know our team, you know, they love cheering their teammates on, and they sometimes.
But y'all's was all self-directed. I mean,
correct.
It's just there's a ground ball foul. That was called foul right away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, bottom of the 6th, 3-1. Lady Warriors lead this one. Wind blowing straight in behind our backs here. Both pitchers have went the distance. Both have been solid since the first inning. Heyman delivers this up and out of the zone, and another real good at bat getting deep into the count.
Yeah, if you can get her on, that's definitely going to be huge for the 4-hole Michaela coming up.
That one over to second base. Little flip there, not in time. Everybody's safe in this one, and look, going to take off and head to third. You bobble that ball out here, and its business is going on. And Michaela White will stride in, Coach. Just hard hitting first baseman. You're gonna want to go out there and talk about that and see indeed. But I don't think you're gonna get. You're not gonna get a change of anything right here.
Yeah, I mean you got one umpire. It's a judgment call. You're not gonna change that call here.
So. We go back a couple of games.
I thought it was a good call, though, too.
go back a couple of games and just to get some clarification on one of your baseball games. So the play was called, and then the other coach went out, and then another coach, a second assistant coach, went out and talked, and then they changed the call. It was in that doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, I was really confused because, one, you're only supposed to talk, I thought, to the head coach. Yeah,
and
we
it
make
was
a
the
call.
That got his mind. That changed
Correct.
his mind.
Make a call, and you go and change it, and then you come back, and then after the game, the other umpire was like, I think we got it wrong. They were in between, so
and it's tough. And the one thing that you want to do is just talk to each other about it, and so that's good. They did that. That one bounces low. Well, coming off a long way, she's going to score from third. Vincent is if that ball passes around because she's halfway down. That's one of those maybe you throw down behind her and you just keep going home.
For sure. And I think we got to take this back here. They're going to give it to us. Put 2 runners in scoring position. You score 2 here in this inning. That's huge.
I like taking a 4-run lead into the 3 outs to go with Gio in the circle.
Absolutely.
That one bunted in the air and it's caught. Diving back to first, and that's just what you cannot happen. But I'm going to tell you what. You better get it straight on the ground right away when you've got that young lady over at third base. She is just solid.
Yeah, that's a huge play.
Yeah, that Procell over there, that is Sari Procell.
And, Doug, I'm not trying to jinx this, but you seen these raindrops?
Coach, we don't talk about it.
I know. I'm wondering. I'm like, hang on. Is that raindrops or is it me?
No, it's not you.
But radar looked good, though, a while ago, so I think we're good. I think that's just showing us that's coming tomorrow.
Right, just a little preview of what's ahead. That one is in there, and you talked about the stolen base, and there it is, runners at second, third. Now a base hit would be solid. See what Smith is able to do with this one. It's a big opportunity for the second baseman for the Lady Warriors. Heyman, though, has been up to the task since that first inning. That one is ground off to the first base side and out of play.
Yeah, if you come up with a base hit here, then you got to make a grand slam tie the game. It's just it's a huge than a 2-run single. I mean, it's just a different. The way you pitch is gonna change too. So.
Yeah, because there you can just go straight at the batter.
That's it.
You still get around Duran.
Correct.
But everybody else you go get that's to the shortstop. Over to first and in time. So much ado about nothing there. We will be back for the top of the 7th. Riley Gio and the Lady Warriors lead this one 3-1 in a top 5 matchup. We'll be back right after this.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Back here in the top of the 7th. Gio trying to shut things down. Got a pinch hitter in here now. That is number 7, Jayla Calloway. Jayla Calloway with her first at-bat. Coach, I don't know if my old age is getting to me or what, but we were in that game earlier today out at your place, and I was like, welcome to this beautiful Thursday? Friday? I had to look up what day of the week it was. Boy, boy, boy.
Oh, I get like that sometime too, man.
That one in there for strike one. 3-1. We're top of the 7th. Strike one. You know, you see those musicians that what city are you in? I don't know. I just get on the bus and I get off, and so that's about what we are. I keep all my hats in the car.
You know, I get it. I get it.
Gio rocks back, swung on and missed. And Rye, as they encouragingly are calling on, has 11 strikeouts. She's looking for the 12th. Gio rocks back. Don't think she'll waste anything. She fires away. That one does miss down low. Well, this is a great one to have here on campus as well. This is a big game, big for the area, and really excited that we were able to get out and do this one.
Yeah, and I love it under the lights here.
Swung on and missed, down on strike. Strikeout number 12 on the evening for Ollie Gio. Sorry about that, Coach.
No. My bad on that.
That's the old strikeout call in there.
No, I was saying it looks great under the lights. First time. This might be the first night game. I know they've played at 5 o'clock, but it's a lot different playing at 6:30 than 5.
Indeed it is. Decker. No, correction. Sorry about that. We're on the other side of it. This is Purcell. She is the third baseman. She's the one that's made all of those plays. And don't say it, Coach. I know what I'm feeling. We will have a short post-game show and get out of this thing as quick as we can, as weather seems like it's getting ready to blow in. Gio rocks back, delivers this one down in the top of the 7th. Lady Warriors lead it 3-1. All of the runs came in the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike here. That one misses inside, 2 balls and a strike. And at one point, just a little adrenaline, I think, getting her there. She really muscled up on that one. Yeah, we're talking about the folks, the area, the baseball players are here, the fans. It's really been a big turnout. Swung on and missed. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Purcell is the 9-hole. It would switch back over, so this is a big out. You've got to get this out. You don't want to have a base runner on and get to the top of the lineup. Gio rocks back. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts. That is lucky number 13.
That's a big strikeout right there. So we're at the 9-hole?
Yeah, we're up at the top now. This is Brooklyn Bryant. Bryant is 1 for 3. She's got a couple of the strikeouts on there, so Gio has had some success with her. This will be pitch number 94 for Rye when she throws this one. Rocks back and delivers. Misses that one low, and this is one of those where you tell her, look, you don't have to do too much. Just go out there and do what you do.
Yeah, and you want to go right at her right here, man. Not put the time run at the plate. Go ahead and attack.
And then looming in the hole is Duran.
Correct.
So you really have to be aggressive. That one is ground over to the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, because then you're in a situation you probably got to pitch to her.
Absolutely you do. Because you're not going to walk her.
Correct.
To load the bases.
Load the bases
we
up.
did an ASLO game, Coach, and there was one, they walked a kid 3 times. Bases were loaded all 3 times, and they walked him intentionally.
Wow.
Got to play over to first. Stays on the ball, on the bag, and that's ball game. Tremendous work. 3rd to 1st on that, and the Lady Warriors win. The Lady Warriors win. They come out of this one in a battle of top-ranked teams, and if that doesn't propel you to a good run, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that's big time going into the final week of the season next week. That's huge.
We'll get the equipment put up. We'll try to talk to Coach Rozier after this is over with, get his thoughts on it. But the Lady Warriors win this one 3-1. Coach Brown, I appreciate you coming up in the truck and taking an opportunity to help with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Had fun.
And the waffle fries weren't that bad either. That was pretty good stuff. This is what I like about it the most. They'll meet at the circle no matter what, and they'll talk and say a prayer, and that's just what you like to see about it. Guys, that's going to do it. For Coach Josh Brown, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.